The next chapter is about to begin. Join us live every Tuesday and Thursday for brand new episodes of the American Contractor Show. Our mission is to bring you the latest tools, innovations, and knowledge to help you become the most informed contractor in your market. Knowledge is the ultimate power, and we are connecting you with the most knowledgeable minds in our industry. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. American Contractors, I hope you're ready. This one's for you.
This is Larry Bache with the Northern Law Group, helping policyholders for more than 30 years. If you have a claim or your client has a claim that needs help, please feel free to call the Northern Law Group because we are the true policyholder advocate.
C3 was eager to help us, and even whenever we weren't giving them work, they were still eager to give advice. The things that they were putting out for the for changing from DMO to RFG and giving that to the industry and not charging anything for it, I thought was really cool. And that's stuff that I as a contractor appreciate. I'd recommend C3 to any contractor that's looking for a PA, especially if you're around Colorado. Great guys, man. I'm nothing but happy with the work they've done for us.
Hey there, Hail Stalkers. We are here. We had it. 5-star day finally came April the 8th. It took a little longer than what we thought, I'm not going to lie, but it did happen. College Station, Giga Maggies, they got the big hailstorm of the year, or the first one at least of the year. So a lot to talk about though, because we initially thought the first big hailstorm, the potential for the first 5-star map was going to happen today. And that threat is still there. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to dive into it. But yeah, first 5-star map of the year. I've got the green suit on. I don't know how it's working right now because I'm standing behind a green wall and it seems to be working fine. So kind of odd. I should be disappearing, but we'll work with it here. So you can see what I actually look like when I wear the green suit. Anyway, so we're going to take a look at that. We're going to look at that map, kind of a map overview of what happened. Again, big time severe weather threat. We've got a moderate risk for some big weather today. We're talking about significant hail. We're talking about significant winds. We're talking about tornadoes. All of them are there. We're going to watch and talk about that. We're going to break that threat down, who has the best chances. And it's going to continue all the way into Saturday. So tomorrow is going to be another day. We're not going to talk a whole lot on Saturday because today is such a big day. And so we're going to focus mainly on today as we go through the forecast. But check this out. This is just the last 24 hours. Here, look at all the severe weather reports we've had. Kind of broke down into a couple of different segments, a couple of different waves where that all took place at. So let's zoom in here. We'll take a look. So a lot of this stuff back in here in Alabama and Florida actually happened early this morning. And then late yesterday afternoon, we had some hail up in this area. Now, none of this was too significant. Most of it was in fairly rural areas. Although there was some large hail, we had up to 2-inch hail. We also had some more minor hail up in Tennessee and Kentucky. You can see a couple little red slivers right there. Those are tornadoes, believe it or not. So the blue ones are our wind. The brown ones are our hail. So that's a look at all the hail reports. But then as we come back, here's the big storm. Here's the big daddy that happened. Check it out all the way. Look at this storm formed all the way out here. Went, I think this is like 160, 170, 180 miles, something like that. Storm went all the way down, dove south, just missed Waco, went to the south of Waco, crossed I-35, just continued. It actually dropped hail all through this zone as well, just not a lot of population to send those reports in, but then continued all the way down and past College Station, went right through College Station, dropping significant, some of these reports up to baseball size hail in College Station. So let's take a look at the breakdown. Again, yesterday we had 3 reports of tornadoes, most of those, again, all of those in Tennessee, but we had hail, 42. Now, that doesn't include what we've had this morning. That is just yesterday, okay? So big hail across Texas and Kentucky and Tennessee yesterday afternoon, and a few reports of wind, but yesterday was all about the hail for yesterday afternoon. And our numbers are starting to climb here, and I think these numbers are going to make a big jump today. Wouldn't be shocked to see this one make a run at 230 to 250 maybe. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one make a run at really 850. Wouldn't shock me, maybe even 900. So could be a big day today across the U.S. for hail. And we'll see this one continue to rise faster than the rest. We'll probably see this one make a run at 1200 by this afternoon sometime. So big time stuff. All these storm reports coming in courtesy of the Storm Prediction Center. And that's exactly where all that data comes from. So good stuff to look at. But here it is yesterday, the 5-star map. Look at this thing. Storm just went to town, dove south. We actually had a split that took off here. Look at the big hail down here in Bryant, Texas. I can also tell you back up here, get back up here to the north of Temple, I-35 crossed right through here, right? I drove through here yesterday. I was in San Antonio, Texas. Drove through I-35 at about 10 o'clock last night. And I kid you not, there were still cars on the side of the highway with busted out windshields from this hailstorm. And they had tow trucks pulling the cars off. So big time hailstorm anytime we can get that. Zoom in. What are the stats? Where's the worst of it at? Again, College Station, Bryant, they took on the big hit. Up to baseball size. Check out the purple down here. Kind of works out this way. You've got this updraft region right in here, right? So the updraft is right here, and it just scrapes the bottom edge of the storm with the largest hail. But check it out, 38,000 homes impacted. My guess, so if we're talking damage numbers here, in millions, obviously, if it's a 5-star storm, but my guess would be that, yeah, we're probably in the ballpark of, I don't know, 150 to $250 million in damage will come out of this storm. Might be higher than that. So we'll see as preliminary numbers come out. But there was a high volume of hail. This was a big time hailstorm that happened in the College Station. In fact, I would say one of the biggest ones. Oh, I hit the wrong button there. That wasn't right. Huh? Hit the last button. Can you get me back to the right? Don't hit the 2 button on the remote, guys. That's trouble when you hit that. So takes you to the last slide. I'll have Andrea bounce us back to the slide where we can talk about the forecast for today. All right, so we can just rip through here. So we're going to get back through the storm reports here. Again, all the great stuff. The storm reports from yesterday. Look at them go. Big time stuff again across that part of the country. There's our 5-star map. Storm reports from yesterday for those of you just joining us. Again, 42. Good stuff. Thanks, Buck. I see you on there. I'm going to be chasing with you today. I'm excited for that, doing some chasing in Oklahoma. Question is, will I be wearing the green suit while I'm chasing? I don't think so. Anyway, so here we go. Storm from yesterday. Again, big time hail map down in Texas. It's a big time storm. Again, I think anywhere from 150 to $250 million in damage from this hailstorm across College Station. All right, so here it is. Current conditions out there right now. Look at the rain, right? All this stuff kind of shifting off to the east. We had some showers and storms. Actually, I think I drove through some of the sprinkles as these were going up this morning. Again, lots of warm air, though, pumping up to the north. We've got a low pressure that's developing across southwest Oklahoma, and that's going to set the stage for the severe weather that's going to be breaking out across the United States. And look at this southeast. This was our activity that we had earlier this morning. So let's keep pushing forward here. The moisture, that's what we want to talk about. This is going to be the fuel for our thunderstorms this afternoon. And check this out. Temperatures getting warm, 76 degrees in Dallas. We've talked about the cap. We're going to talk about this. The convective temperature, the temperature we need to hit in Dallas to get a hailstorm today, 94. 94 degrees. That's how hot it's going to have to get. So if you get to 92 in Dallas today, you will not get hail. We're going to talk more about that coming up here in just a second. Check out the dew points, though. Here's our fuel. Here's our moisture. 70-degree dew points. These are coming north, moving into Dallas. Oklahoma City's up to 61. You see Joplin at 53. They'll make a run at the 60s by this afternoon. All this rich moisture is being pumped north by this low pressure that is developing right here on the Red River, just to the north and west of Dallas, south and west of Oklahoma City. This will set the stage for our severe weather outbreak that we're going to have. And it's going to continue all the way across the southeast into Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas. Everybody's going to see severe weather this afternoon. It's going to be a big time day moving across. So somebody said 79 in Dallas. I think it's going to get warmer than that in Dallas, but it's going to have to get hot. Now, this is a different particular model. Now, check this out. This is really cool. Now, this model is a little bit aggressive with the convective potential. So you can see this model says storms go up in Dallas. I'm not so sure that that's going to happen. We'll see. This model says supercell, supercell, supercell moving into the Oklahoma City metro, right? Then you've got storms and rain kind of lowering the dew points, but they're still fairly high. This is where, you can see how it suppresses the moisture to the south. but look how it comes up and around and then actually tries to come into Oklahoma. So that's what we're going to watch. We're going to see how this stuff actually ends up breaking out, how it moves across. You can see, look how this is just like a big river of air, though. Is this not the coolest graphic that you've ever seen? I love it. Look at the dry air, the cold dry air slamming in from the back. This is all stable air. Nobody's getting anything back here. No severe weather. You're done. But keep in mind, this is 12:30, right? So you're done, though, back here to the west. Again, tomorrow's risk, though, is down in here. Look, down here where the moisture is, this is where tomorrow's risk is going to be. So one of the best graphics that you can look at when it comes to forecasting hail. This is CAPE, stands for Convective Available Potential Energy, okay? So how much energy is in the atmosphere? And look at this. We talked about the threat for big hail in Dallas. This is why. Look how high the convective numbers are in there. We're talking about an unstable, just sloppy, nasty feeling atmosphere from basically, really, even Oklahoma City is in there. Oklahoma City, Tulsa, right up in here. You guys are all in here, and it breaks down and goes all the way down the dry line into Texas. The problem is going to be this lid in the atmosphere. This lid in the atmosphere is going to keep thunderstorms from developing all through here. Up here we have a little bit more lift because we're closer to the disturbance. We're also closer to the low pressure. So that's going to allow the storms to go up here in Oklahoma. So we have a higher threat for storms, although the energy is not the same level, right? So it's a little bit lower. So the hail maybe not as big as it would be if it would have happened down in here. So we're going to dive into that a little bit more. But you can see as the evening progresses, we stay unstable. It's going to be hot and nasty in Texas, right? I got a lot of things I could say about how hot and nasty it's going to be, but it's going to be yuck. New Orleans, same thing, right? And everything's going to shift off to the south and east as we go through the overnight hours, and it will basically pin all the hail potential, which is going to be lowering significantly as we get into the morning hours, but we're going to pin that all to the south and east. Back here in Houston, you're too far back. The disturbance has actually moved out, so I don't think you're going to see anything out of that, so we'll be focusing more over here in the New Orleans area as we get into Saturday. So what is the cap? How does it actually work? It's a really, really cool graphic that we were able to put together for you. Check it out. So what happens is that the temperature profile as you go up in the air, right? So as this little yellow squiggly line goes up in the air, that is represented right here. As that goes up, okay, the air cools and it allows that parcel or that cloud, basically, if you want to look at it that way, it allows it to rise, but it hits this little layer of warm air. You can see it comes all the way across, and this cloud cannot go up anymore, okay? So we have this convective temperature. So in Dallas, this strip of air right here is 94 degrees, okay? So in order for us to get a thunderstorm in Dallas, we're going to have to hit 94, or we're going to have to cool this pocket of air off, and both of those can happen, okay? So we can either cool this off or we can warm this up down here enough that allows that to go through. So here's what it looks like when we're able to overcome that, okay? So stepping back here, you can see we've got a weaker area, a little pocket in here where it's not quite as strong. And so as that parcel goes up, you can see that little warmer section is a lot smaller. And so it's able to push through that, and it's able to create a big thunderstorm. But literally works like it's basically like a powder keg, right? So this area down here is it's just boiling. It's boiling and boiling and boiling and waiting to explode. If we can get the weakness to happen, then we can get the explosion to happen, okay? So the question is can we get that weakness to happen in Dallas? So you guys remember Hailmageddon a couple years ago in Dallas, right? It was going to be the biggest hail day ever. Everybody covered their cars. This is what the problem was on that particular day. We were super strong with this. We didn't get enough of a weakness to actually overcome that. It's the same thing is going to happen today, okay? So temperatures, if we can get a thunderstorm to form in Dallas and it can actually get through. Now we might get a storm, we might get one that kind of bubbles up through there and it might make some rain and maybe even a little bit of lightning, but if we can get one to actually punch all the way up and go 55,000 feet and this thing doesn't cinch it back off again, it will produce big hail because conditions are favorable for big hail. But we're really setting like this. So it's going to be really, really difficult for us to be able to punch through that. Here's a look at the cap. This is the model telling us what the cap looks like. So everything that's in the blue here is all cap. Now notice, right in here, see the bright blue? The bright blue is weaker cap, okay? This is interesting, right? See the showers right here? How do we have rain with a cap in place? Well, that's because this is all below the cap, okay? So it's not tall, big thunderstorms. This is all below the cap, but we're going to watch this weakness right up here, okay? So I told you the atmosphere is more favorable for thunderstorms to develop here. So as we move forward in time, notice, look, all the cap erodes away up here in Oklahoma. You can see we've got little showers and thunderstorms that begin to break out. Okay, they break out down here in the southeast. These showers kind of take off a little bit. We'll see what these do. These are kind of out away from the disturbance, but these could be pretty nasty right over here. But check out Dallas. You're still blue. You have not broken the cap. Now this is at 2:30 this afternoon. Okay, so as we continue to push forward, you can see the thunderstorms, but notice that the cap, it never really eroded away until the cold. This is the cold front right here. Until the cold front came through, but then you're behind. You don't have that. That powder keg is gone now. You've got cool, stable air that basically pushes through, and that's the end of it. So that's what we got to watch is, can that, during that peak heating right in here, will it overcome? We're going to watch it closely. We'll have updates this afternoon, so make sure to watch us, watch for updates. And if it does overcome it, we'll definitely do live coverage for the Dallas Metro. We'll be doing the same thing for Oklahoma City, Tulsa. Tulsa, you're in play, and we're going to dive into some of that. And this is our significant hail model, so this tells us where the potential for big hail. And you can see Northeast Texas, you've got the potential for the biggest hail. Oklahoma's got a potential for big hail, not the biggest hail, but big hail. And you've got a higher potential of storms up here. Down here, again, can we get that storm to break? I'm going to hammer that thing home because that's the big key for today is, can we get that to basically set off and trigger off? So we'll just have to watch it. So today, potential hail size, it's up there. It's big. Tennis ball, baseball size hail for sure. I wouldn't be shocked if we saw a softball, but we'll watch it closely. But it's going to be somewhere in this category right here, and that could be best potential is probably Oklahoma, Arkansas, or Texas for the big stuff for today. And we're going to again dive into that. Here it is right here. You can see it's kind of the area that I think, boy, we could see some big stuff. And again, Dallas it's not far off. Okay, so here it is. Let's hone it in here. There's Dallas. There's Tulsa. There's Oklahoma City. There's Fort Smith, Fayetteville. You got Little Rock back over here. You got Shreveport down here. You've got Memphis. Yeah, you're in the threat. You've got Jackson even right over here. I'm going to back off the screen here. Joplin. I saw somebody ask about Joplin. There you are. So you're close in there. So the color tells us the size. Okay. So potential for big hail. Color is the size, 2.5 inch plus, but the icon tells us the potential for hail. Okay. So red, high risk for hail in Tulsa. Green, low risk for hail in Dallas. Big hail in Dallas, yeah, you're in the red, right? But low risk of it actually occurring. So that's kind of how this graphic works. Again, Little Rock, you're in there too with some high likelihood of seeing some pretty active storms. Let's look at the wind for today. The wind threat's actually fairly large too. This includes tornadoes. This hatched area, you're going to have to watch it close. If you're in this area, watch out for those storms today. They're going to be nasty. They're not just going to be hail busting your windshield. We're talking you could, remove a roof or even worse. So you're going to want to watch this area. Jackson, Mississippi, back to Birmingham, kind of seems like the peak spot for that to take place. So that'll be the area that we want to watch the most. Here's our most riskiest cities, and we're going to break a couple of these down by location, give you some timing and different things like that. Oklahoma City to Tulsa, high probability that we could see some big time hail today. Little Rock to Arkansas. Yeah, Little Rock, Arkansas, high probability. We drop it down a little bit. Again, we're going to see more of a linear mode as we get into the Shreveport area, so the hail threat may wane a little bit. We may see the wind threat increase. Dallas, Texas. Will it form? I mean, we've been asking it, right? I don't know. It's the $1 million question, right? Or $1 billion question, right? So we'll see what happens. Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Alabama. Threat for hail's there. I'm going to see some supercells go up. Threat for tornadoes and high winds is actually a little bit higher across that part of the country. But again, we'll be watching all those. We track the tornadoes, we track the hail, we track all of it. We'll have the maps going. We'll have everything rocking and rolling. Again, Tulsa to Oklahoma City. Potential is there for up to baseball size hail, 3 to 10 p.m. 10 p.m. probably on the back end, but definitely firing off between 3 and 4 o'clock. Get ready. They're going to be going off, okay? Max hail size, again, baseball size hail. The chance of 1 inch, that's quarter size hail or larger, is high. I think there's a pretty good likelihood that somewhere around Tulsa we could see some 1 inch hail. It's high. We'll see what it does. The chance of golf ball size hail, so a little bit bigger, not quite as high. It's a little harder to get golf ball size hail, but it's moderate. And I think it's moderate for Oklahoma City as well. So we're going to have to watch it closely, but it's definitely some good activity is possible. Let's dive it to the south and east. Let's take a look at Shreveport now. Okay, starts a little bit earlier. Remember, we've got these showers over here in northeast Texas. Those will continue to move towards the Shreveport area. Gives you from 1 p.m. That's that first wave. The second wave is going to move through later tonight, and that's why we go from 1 p.m. to 2 a.m. because Shreveport gets multiple waves, which gives us some higher likelihood. Now, the hail size is a little bit smaller in Shreveport, so I don't think the instability is not quite the same there. It's definitely hot and humid. It's soupy. It's Louisiana. That's what you get. But 2-inch hail, probably the biggest on that. Some of the atmospheric conditions that we want to see for big hail, not quite there. 1-inch hail, for sure, the chance, moderate. Golf ball size hail, kind of moderate there as well. Multiple waves, we'll see if any of these can actually impact the Shreveport area. We're going to be watching that closely. Everybody's favorite, Hail City, Dallas, Texas. Again, big hail is possible, for sure. Hail size, it's high, 2.5 inch. That's big hail. But 8 p.m. to 12, the chance of 1-inch hail is low. The chance of 1.75 inch hail is low. So we're going to have to watch this closely. Hector, I'm hoping that this is the season picking up now. We'll see. I hope so as well. So that's a look at the forecast for today. I hope you enjoyed everything. We've got, again, a lot to talk about. The cap was super strong. If you're just now joining us, go back and watch the replay. We had some pretty cool graphics on how the cap works. Why is it going to be so difficult for storms to form in Dallas today? Why is it going to be so much easier for storms to form in Oklahoma as opposed to Texas? We talked about all that stuff. We tried to break it down for you. If you have questions, we'd love to hear from you. Reach back out to us. We're on Twitter here. We're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Reach out to us, whatever platform it is that you're using. We'd love to help you with those questions that you might have. And as always, you can always contact us as well. And heck, you can even call us, 855-334-4245. If you're in the restoration industry, obviously we have weather experts that are there to help you. So make sure to utilize those resources that we have available. If you have questions about those, call us, email us, info@hailtrace.com, or just go to our website, www.hailtrace.com. Easy way to do it. If you don't know why I'm wearing a green suit, go check me out on Facebook, Derek Klein, that's my name. Go follow me. Send me a friend request. Follow us at HailTrace, whatever it is. We're there to help you guys. We appreciate you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. And as always, we'll be watching the storms today. We'll let you know what they do tonight. Take care.